Anthony John Ripa from Computer Science will talk about computing with insight.
Over 200 years ago, the famous mathematician Carl Friedrich Gauss was asked to add the numbers from 1 to 100, to which, in short order, he replied, 5050. You see, Gauss added 1 and 100, getting 101, then 2 and 99, getting 101 again. In short, 50 times 101 is 5050. Ever since the time of Gauss, any human can add the numbers from 1 to 1 trillion in their head almost instantly. However, over 200 years after Gauss, our best computers still fail on this task. This is because no modern programming language is in full control of its own execution strategy. If asked to add 1 trillion numbers, the computer will naively attempt 1 trillion operations and fail. If you ask a smart human, they will carry out one operation, namely one multiplication, and succeed. Gauss's example may appear too particular to be of practical importance. What if instead of adding the numbers from 1 to 1 trillion, we want to add an infinite amount of numbers instead? Ordinarily, the computer would just loop forever. And how often do we need to do an infinite sum? As often as we need calculus, which is an indispensable part of modern AI. This is a problem that cannot be understated. Modern programmers compensate by memorizing a whole host of tricks. 4 years of tricks for bachelor students and 6 for master's students. The programmer's time is wasted doing half the work for the computer. There must be a better way, namely automation. What if instead of asking the human to memorize the tricks, the computer did instead? What if when asked to do the impossible, instead of blindly marching ahead, the computer checked if it knew a shortcut? With this one simple idea, the computer does not what it was asked to do, but what it was meant to do. To make this vision a reality, I created a new programming language, Insight, which is in full control of its own execution strategy. Insight is the best possible programming language for beginners. The programmer can write the code in the most straightforward way possible, without knowing any tricks. It's also the best programming language for advanced programmers, because they can add their own tricks to the language. Everyday users can benefit from a larger selection of smarter phone apps written by a wider array of people, empowered by Insight. To recap, other languages execute your code directly. Naive code may attempt trillions of operations and fail. The programmer is expected to write the code not straightforward, but sufficiently clever so that the code can execute in a timely manner. With Insight, the programmer can write the code straightforward. Insight transforms that naive code into code the way a clever programmer would write it. It then runs that code in a timely manner. In conclusion, Insight empowers people and computers to solve problems in the exact same way that a clever human would. Thank you for your time.